touchdown.
Stop it.
And welcome back to South Florida, everyone, along with Dan Deerdorf, Greg Gumbel. 42-7 New England in charge. We aren't speechless, but we're really close.
Yes, it was 6-0 against 0-6. But we were really thinking that the Dolphins were better than that 0-6. They had 3 games in there that were winnable, and they always play the Patriots so well down here. You know, Bill Belichick's record down here coming into today was 2-5. So we went into this with some glimmer of hope that maybe the Dolphins could compete. That it hasn't happened.
Well, Miami is going to get their hands on the football first in the second half, and we'll remind you the second half coming your way in high definition. And let's see who has what in store for whom in this second half. This kick will not be returned. Ted Ginn Jr. watches it sail out of the end zone. What a first half for New England.
Well, we started off today talking about the key matchups, and it was Tom Brady against the defensive line. He hasn't been pressured all day. It was the receivers of New England against the secondary of the Dolphins. Well, that's been no contest whatsoever. Wes Welker, Stallworth, Ronnie Mock. But here's a bright spot. Ronnie Brown has run hard. His run blocking hasn't been too bad. Ronnie Brown's got 66 yards on only 13 carries. So that is just about the lone bright spot for the Dolphins, has been the ground game and Ronnie Brown.
Well, Ronnie Brown is going to start, and starting right off the bat, Adalys Thomas nails him for a loss of 2 on the play. First half numbers, and nothing for the Miami Dolphins to brag about.
No, it's really just been the Tom Brady show. 281 total passing yards in this half. Again, Miami actually had the ball longer.
And the next time someone touts time of possession to you, just point that out.
Yeah, they had it for a minute longer. They're looking for small victories here, I think.
Lemon on 2nd and 12 will throw, and that one is complete across the 25 and out to the 29 is Ted Ginn Jr., from whom, as you mentioned at the top of the day, Dan, they are looking to expand his horizons and just show exactly what he can do.
Well, such a furor swept through South Florida when Randy Mueller and the Dolphins organization selected Ted Ginn Jr. instead of Brady Quinn, the quarterback out of Notre Dame. And Ted Ginn is now going to see a whole lot more playing time because of the trade earlier this week of Chris Chambers to San Diego. So going to find out a lot about number 19 between now and the end of the year.
Let's see if they go to Ronnie Brown on 3rd and 1. They do when he pulls his way across the 30 for a first down. And helping with the transition was supposed to be Trent Green, but Trent Green is now finished for the season. We mentioned earlier he went on IR yesterday.
We really had an interesting visit with Trent Green yesterday, and enjoyed talking to him. And you know, he's conflicted about going on IR, and because the guy desperately wants to play, but you know, you asked him about a part of him. Is he okay with this? And what did he say? Yes, the family man in me is okay with it.
Here's Brown spinning in the backfield and getting maybe a yard or so. Vince Wilfork was the one. Yeah, you know, we were talking to him, Dan, and asking him who he had talked to. He basically has talked to everyone.
Yeah, he talked to Dick Vermeil. He talked to his doctors. He talked to friends, but really his wife Julie and their children. You know, he said, I really want to watch them grow up. I want to watch my kids get married. I'd like to play with my grandchildren. And 2 devastating blows last season and one this season. And you know, at 37 years old, I think Trent is realizing that you know, maybe this is it for me. He said, if it is, it's been a great run.
Lemon over the middle. Nice catch made just short of midfield by Ted Ginn Jr. on a ball thrown a little bit behind him. Let's get to JB in New York.
You get the whole deal. You do it all on your own.
Lemon, a little pump fake. Now throws this side, and that's Ronnie Brown out of the backfield, midfield, and to the 45 of the New England Patriots, and about 2 yards short of a first down.
Oh, and Ronnie Brown locked up there on Adalys Thomas. That's a big-time player that Ronnie Brown put that move on. And this is a sign of life here from the Miami offense. At least coming out and putting together a good drive to this point, at least, to start the second half.
Your point was well taken, too, when I asked you what Cam Cameron tells his team at halftime. Go out and show a little pride. Brown, first down and then some, still on his feet to about the 36-yard line.
And let's face it, they're playing against a Patriots defense that I'm not sure, Greg, is going at a fever pitch out there with a lead like this. But look at Ronnie Brown. And this has been really, that was a good illustration of the way that he's been running all year.
But, you know, if they don't go at a fever pitch now, they'll go at a fever pitch on Wednesday and Thursday of next week.
You better believe it. We used to call it the eye in the sky. The camera's still running, and it never lies when you're taking a play or two off.
Lemon. Lots of time. Lots of time.
Did you see the fake?
Oh, still out of bounds inside the 30. He had defensive linemen floating with him.
Vince Wilfork was right in front. I'm sure that this guy can't believe that he got faked out that badly. Watch Wilfork right in the middle. There he is. He takes off. He thinks it's a screen, and he thinks that Lemon is going to throw it out there into the screen. Hey, Vince, I think you just thought that one through just a little too much.
Vince, your basic 325-pound DB. 2nd and 3 now. And this is Jesse Chapman. And Chapman going to lose a little yardage as we lose a little time. Send you back to New York, James Brown. Hey, just as you thought he was getting things turned around, the injury bug jumps up and
sure
bites.
Did. Yeah, well, and you lose both of your starting quarterbacks. Warner's dinged up with his elbow, and you got Matt Leinart out for the season.
This is Chapman. And Chapman to about the 28. That'll still leave him a couple of yards short of a first down. So now Cam Cameron faced with a 4th down.
Well, I think we already know the answer to this.
Yeah.
He did it in the first half on their lone drive that ended up in a touchdown.
And his lot is no better now.
No, it's considerably worse, as a matter of fact.
He needs the 26-yard line for a first down. Chapman, the lone back behind Lemon. Short drop from Lemon, throws it outside, complete, and a first down and out of bounds, Marty Booker.
And regardless of whether this drive ends up resulting in points, and a pretty gutsy call here on 4th down. Rodney Harrison has got the coverage, but you know he's going to give it up. He's going to give that short one. He just can't let him get behind him. But look what's happening here. Look at that clock and look at that guy. That guy is now a spectator. He's over on the sideline having to watch this game. And this has already been a really successful drive for Miami just by not letting Brady out onto the field.
First down, Ronnie Brown back into the game again. Lemon play action, going to look downfield. Throws over the middle, complete, and inside the 20 to the 18 is Brown. Brown came into this game today #1 in total yards from scrimmage in the National Football League.
Yeah, he had 34 receptions coming into the game. They can't say that they're not getting their pound of flesh out of Ronnie Brown. He has been working hard so far this season. Lemon delivered a good throw there. Lemon has had a problem, Greg, on crossing patterns over the middle. He's been throwing behind his guys with some regularity.
This drive now at the 8-minute mark and counting. Lemon throwing through the end zone. Double coverage there, incomplete. Asante Samuel batted it away from Marty Booker, the intended receiver.
Yeah, you had Samuel underneath and you had James Sanders, a safety deep. And they teamed up to show a little bit more what double coverage should look like.
So now Lemon looks at a 3rd and 4, and on 3rd down today, the Dolphins haven't been very successful. 1 out of 8.
Yeah, 1 of 8 is hard to win a game doing that.
On the blitz. Lemon moves away from it. On the move, throws it into the end zone. Intercepted. Randall Gay going to run it out to the 15. Far side of the field. Little blocking in front of him. To the 40. Still on his feet and finally tripped up at the 47-yard line. There's a penalty marker on the play all the way back at the 14-yard line.
And it's going to come back. This penalty is against New England.
And Ronnie Brown is down on the field.
Oh, can it get any worse for Miami?
During the return after the interception, the illegal block in the back, number 22 of the intercepting team. 10-yard penalty, first down, New England.
So Asante Samuel guilty of the foul. We have 6:31 to play. We'll look to Ronnie Brown. We'll take a timeout. They continue to check out Ronnie Brown on the sideline. He did get up and walk off the field under his own power. Meanwhile, Brady and the Patriots first down from their own 12. And Brady, far side of the field, back shoulder, hit Randy Moss. Let's go back and take a look at what happened with Ronnie Brown.
Yeah, he doesn't get hit by anybody. He's going to try to make the tackle, and you can see right there there's Ronnie Brown right there. You can see his left leg kind of buckles underneath. But when he's over on the sideline, he's looking at his right leg as well. He was just he turned into a defensive player. The significance of that last pass was that Tom Brady got buried. Boy, did he get smacked back in the pocket.
This is Heath Evans. And Evans doesn't get anywhere either. 30-yard line. You and I have been speculating, Dan, on just how much action Tom Brady is going to see here in the second half.
Yeah, when you're up 42-7, you wonder if we're not going to see Matt Castle at some point in time. For those of you that are wondering about Tom Brady and his 5 touchdowns in the first half, the NFL record is 7 touchdown passes in a game, held by a number of people.
Y.A. Tittle, Joe Kapp, George Blanda, to name a few. Sid Luckman did it with the Bears back in 1943.
You were going back in time a little bit there.
Welker across the 40 and a first down to the 41.
He's the 6th to do it since 1960. Again, the superlatives that when you start listing them for Tom Brady are going to start eating up a lot of paper.
And the Patriots are still 2 touchdowns shy of the team record for number of points scored in a game. They scored 56 against the New York Jets in 1979. Evans tries the left side, and not much running room there. Joey Porter in on the stop. And you know, we haven't seen since the early moments of the game a whole lot, Dan, of Lawrence Maroney.
No, he he's played some in the first quarter, had some runs. Looks like Ronnie Brown is headed to the Dolphins locker room. Yeah, we saw Maroney early, but since then, not a whole lot. Of course, it's been the passing game, and in this spread formation, Kevin Falk is the back that plays, not Maroney. Falk split out down below here.
And a marker flies and some movement.
False start, number 77, offense, 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
That's the right tackle, Nick Kazur, and that may be the only mistake the offensive line has made all day.
Yeah, they've been playing a whale of a ball game. But in this spread formation, Lawrence Maroney is the odd man out. Kevin Falk, the captain of the offense, along with Tom Brady, he's the guy that Brady and Josh McDaniels went out on the field when they're in that spread, both from a pass protection standpoint and from his ability as a receiver.
We are told with whatever the extent of that knee injury is, and that's still to be determined, but the Dolphins say Ronnie Brown will not return to action today. Brady running out of time on the play clock. Gets the snap. And throws over the middle and just a little bit behind Kevin Falk, who couldn't pull it in. Let's check in with James Brown in New York City. For only the fourth time today, Brady looks at a third down. Out here, complete. Kevin Falk. Falk, the leader in receptions in franchise history for a New England running back. Asked him, could he catch the ball? He said he always wanted to be a receiver. He loved to watch Danny White throwing to Tony Hill for the Dallas Cowboys.
But he's only 5'8", and so his lot was more in the backfield. He was wearing his LSU Tiger sweatshirt, though. He was sporting the colors. He's a proud alum.
For only the second time today, the Patriots are going to punt it away. Oh, what a high floater by Hanson. Yin is going to let it drop and bounces into the end zone. 2 minutes, 17 seconds to play, third quarter. It's Miami trailing 42-7. Welcome back to Dolphin Stadium. First down at the 20-yard line for Cleo Lemon and the Miami Dolphins, and Jesse Chapman has replaced Monty Brown in the backfield and gets the handoff. Chapman breaks through a hole, 35, 40, and out to the 42 and 43-yard line.
Again, this offensive line, look at the good hole. Rex Hadnot pulls around from the right guard position and gets a good block. And Chapman makes the most of it. An arm tackle is not going to bring down this guy. This is a guy that was out of football last year, got another opportunity, came back, and he's attempting to make the most of it with the Dolphins.
21-yard pickup and a first down at the 41. Lemon to throw. Short flip, that's Chapman, and Chapman out to midfield and just short of a first down. While we have a moment, I'll ask, have you been to the new NFL.com? It's the only place on the web for video highlights from all of today's games. It's only at NFL.com.
Well, Matt Castle has a helmet, a football, a chin strap.
Who could ask for more?
All of the necessities to play football.
Second and 1. This one's going to go nowhere. Jarvis Green, Roosevelt Colvin, and pick any number of other Patriots assisting.
And this is just smart by the Dolphins to hammer away on the ground. This game is unwinnable. Just try to let your defense sit as long as possible.
So now it's a 3rd and 2. The short drop and the quick pass is complete for the first down to the 40-yard line. Justin Peel, number 87.
You know, you've got, every now and then you get some flashes of really good play calling by Cam Cameron, and that was a good example there.
We've come to the end of the third quarter. Our score, the Patriots 42 and the Dolphins 7. Back to Miami after this message and a word from your local station. Yeah, baby, back for the start of the fourth quarter. I love this guy. Start of the fourth quarter, Miami at the New England 40.
Who says big guys can't move?
And right off the bat, we get a whistle as we get some personnel off the field. It's the military folks who conducted the flyover at the top of the day.
You know, we do a lot of games in stadiums where they honor the guys who did the flyby and their crew, and it's really fun to see the ovation. Most often a standing ovation from the home crowd.
Lemon on the move, nowhere to throw it, and scrambles out of bounds.
And again, there's one of the intangibles that Cleo Lemon provides, his ability to move around. He's got escapability.
And you know,
sometimes
Dan,
his decisions aren't the best on the move, but he's young.
You know that personnel usually ends up being introduced about the beginning of the fourth quarter. They ought to land a little closer.
Well, I'm hoping they have been here for a while, but I don't think you just pull one of those planes up to the curb and give the keys to the valet and say, "Park this for me." I think there's a little more involved in putting them away.
Oh, you're right. You don't give the keys away. Lemon out of the shotgun, 2nd and 7, and the quick slant to Derek Hagan inside the 25 to the 24 and a first down.
Greg, there's a guy we haven't talked a lot about, Derek Hagan. We talked about Ted Ginn getting a lot of playing time because of Chris Chambers moving to San Diego, but Derek Hagan is also going to get a lot of playing time. The coaching staff, a lot to like about this second-year player from Arizona State. I think he's got. They think he's got a really nice upside.
So the Dolphins have matriculated to the 24. And this is Chapman. And nowhere to go.
Well, for those of you wondering how did the score get so lopsided, it's because of that guy right there, Tom Brady. 5 touchdown passes in the first half. Just putting the ball all over the place. Twice he goes to Randy Moss, who beats double coverage both times. Their defense forced a turnover that led to a Patriots touchdown and an interception. It has been a total team effort by this New England Patriots team, but specifically by the guy on the left there, number 12. But again, he's gotten some touchdowns out of just a couple, basically Hail Marys into double coverage, and Randy Moss went up and beat double coverage twice.
Offside by Roosevelt Colvin and gives Lemon a 1st and 5, and this is Chapman. And Chapman spins away from the tackle to the 10, to the 5, looking for the end zone, and comes up short. Out of bounds at the 2-yard line.
That was a splendid run by Chapman on the delay. Again, he's got Hadnot inside. He spins, fakes outside, then comes back to the inside. Got some help downfield by Ted Ginn. Boy, that's good, hard, digging effort by Jesse Chapman. And as hard as this is to believe it, and this is with Ronnie Brown already out of the game, looks like, I don't know if Chapman's cramping up or what, but he's coming out. The Dolphins are getting a little thin at running back.
That would mean number 38, Patrick Cobbs. And there is Cobbs, 2nd-year running back from North Texas.
And after Cobbs, we move to Larry Zonka.
So let's see what Lemon does on 1st and goal. Cobbs, straight ahead and short of the end zone. Patriots come away with the football after the whistle. That's Pierre Woods. You know, typical Michigan guy.
Oh, stop it.
Don't listen to the whistle, just play.
Hey, smart players run with the football. You don't know if that whistle you heard came from the stands or wherever.
Or the ringing in your ear.
Or the ringing or whatever, that's right. You take off with the football until they come and take it away from you.
Feeling a little better these days about being a Michigan alum than you were at the start of the season?
Life is a little better.
You betcha.
5 in a row for the Big Blue.
9th play of this 78-yard drive. Lemon going to throw to this side and overthrows the intended receiver, Ted Ginn.
Ooh, a little better throw would have resulted in a Miami touchdown. Ted Ginn Jr. had the corner. He had the corner on Randall Gay, and he just a little too much. Well, actually, a lot too much air under that ball. I was going to say that wasn't close to being a completion. Cleo launched that when he shouldn't have.
You know, just for the overall team attitude, the Miami Dolphins could use a touchdown here. Play clock down to 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The snap to give us to Cobbs. Touchdown. Patrick Cobbs on his second carry of the season gets his first touchdown.
Well, after Ronnie Brown and then Jesse Chapman doing most of the heavy lifting, Patrick Cobbs gets to come in and he gets to take the frosting off the cake. Again, huge hole opened by the Miami offensive line. That I know this sounds a little strange in a 42-14 game, but they have not played all that poorly. They played pretty well.
Tom Brady finished for the day, standing on the sidelines as he watches his team preparing to take the kickoff. There is Matt Castle, the third-year backup quarterback out of Southern Cal. And Willie Andrews, who returned to kick 77 yards for a touchdown earlier, is back, but Welker has this one. And Welker shakes off a tackler, 25, and out to the 30-yard line. Passing of the towel, Dan.
Tom, I know you can't go out there with me, but could I take a little something of you with me? Can I have your towel? Thanks.
Pretty day here in the Miami-Fort Lauderdale area, and there is Matt Castle playing in his 9th game, and you see his career number. 11th game, excuse me. And this is Kyle Eckel, the first-year running back out of Navy. Tom Brady, all in all, a decent day's work.
You might be able to say that. That's a perfect quarterback rating. Only 4 incomplete passes, 5 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, which has been his trend for the year. He's only thrown 2 interceptions through 7 games of an NFL season against 26 touchdowns, I believe. Stunning.
Castle throws, and that's caught by Wes Welker. And
did he catch it?
No, in out and incomplete.
Yeah, I thought I saw the ball bounce off the ground.
So I, like the most of America, would love to know how you can have a perfect quarterback rating when you've thrown 4 incompletions.
Well, because touchdowns count so much more in the quarterback rating. Interceptions really take away from your quarterback rating. So when you have that high of a completion percentage and you have that many touchdowns and no interceptions, you're there. You've hit the golden number.
So on 3rd and 8, Castle throws, and that's intercepted. That's Jason Taylor, and Taylor to the end zone for a touchdown. That is the 8th touchdown of Jason Taylor's career, the 3rd on an interception. He's also returned 5 fumbles for TD.
And I will guarantee you that Bill Belichick, that thimbleful of a sense of humor that he has anyway, just went up in smoke. Jason Taylor working the zone underneath, just reading the eyes of Matt Castle all the way. Just led Jason to the football, and that was way, way too easy. Look at Castle locked in. He locked in on his receiver a good 4 seconds before he threw the football and took Jason Taylor right there.
Feely's kick is good with the interception return, 36 yards. It's 42-21 Patriots. Jason Taylor, 36-yard interception return for the touchdown. And what does that mean? That means Tom Brady back with the helmet on and throwing on the sideline and ready to return to this game. And Matt Castle, once again, will be relegated to spectator.
I think Tom Brady took his towel back, and you wouldn't want to put a blood pressure cuff on Belichick right now.
Ellis Hobbs going to run this one out from about 7 yards deep in the end zone to the 20. Spinning to the 30, still spinning, and dragged down after he crosses the 40-yard line. What a return. Travis Daniels made the saving tackle. 10:22 to play in the 4th. Here comes Tom Brady. Watch Network. Tom Brady back at quarterback. It's a 3-touchdown lead for the New England Patriots.
But 14 unanswered points by Miami.
Brady throws, crossing pattern, complete. Wes Welker, and Welker across midfield, first down.
And this is about the least surprising thing I've seen in a while, that Tom Brady gets sent back out there. It's going to be a, Matt Castle might still get back into this ball game. I wouldn't rule out that we'll see him again, but he's probably a little shell-shocked at how quick he got the hook.
Miami putting some yardage up this half. Brady on the blitz, throws far side, and that is incomplete, and the marker flies. Randy Moss covered by Andre Goodman.
And Andre Goodman taking the risky route for a cornerback, and that is defending the receiver and not the football. I don't think Goodman had any idea where the ball was.
Number 21, defense, automatic, first down.
First look, I didn't think he was turned around looking at the football. Right there, he's got Moss. Yeah, he's got Moss all the way. Doesn't know where the football is, and when you do that, you have more of a tendency to get handsy. You have more of a chance to push and shove and grab an arm. And the Randy factor strikes again.
First down give is to Falk, and Falk threads his way through the right side, down the sideline and out of bounds. You know, just looking at that play by Andre Goodman, I know of no game where you can do any good without knowing where the ball is.
Well, you can see corners who play that technique, and you can get away with it. You've got to do it by feel. You look at the eyes of the receiver. You're looking at I guess if you do it enough times, you can get a feel for it. I think more often than not, you end up getting in trouble. I agree with you. There's no substitute for seeing the ball and where it is.
On first down, this is Falk. Breaks a tackle to the 16-yard line. And the Patriots are right back knocking on the door.
And Josh McDaniels is a great story. He was a high school quarterback, played for his dad back in Canton, Ohio. His dad's still a high school coach at Jackson High School, just outside of Canton, and Massillon, Ohio. What a rise he's had to become the offensive coordinator of this offense at only 31.
Brady again, a crossing pattern, and into the end zone, Wes Welker. That is number 6 on the day for Tom Brady.
And again, we've seen earlier, remember Cleo Lemon and the problem he was having on his crossing patterns. Look at Tom Brady over these years, how accurate he is on a crossing pattern, a short cross, hitting his guy in stride where he can keep going. Look at Wes Welker. He never even has to hesitate a half a step. That is hard to do, to deliver that football so perfectly that your guy can catch it and seamlessly turn upfield. Brady makes it look easy. Trust me when I tell you, it's not.
Wes Welker, second touchdown catch today, 4 in the last 2 weeks, and Tom Brady just continues to put up numbers. Tom Brady has thrown a career-high 6th touchdown pass, 49-21 Patriots. And this kick to the far side of the field, and that was a fair catch called for and made by Reagan Mauia. Not much chance of a run back on that. Timeout in Miami. Well, the MetLife Blimp Snoopy 1 providing today's aerial coverage of the game below. The Blimp travels over 60,000 miles a year to cover sporting events and television specials throughout the United States. From the 25-yard line, Lemon throws over the middle. That's Justin Field, the tight end, across the 35 to the 38 and a first down. 27 touchdowns already, one short of his single season mark of 28.
Yeah, he did that twice. To think he's got 27 in 7 games.
And Dan, we're sitting here trying to figure out now, does Bill Belichick send Brady back? Does he send Matt Castle back? Does he go to Matt Gutierrez?
Well, I'm sure that Castle's pleading his case. He'd love to get a little shot at redemption.
Lemon in and out of the hands of Patrick Cobbs. This is what's in store for the New England Patriots.
And those 2 highlighted games are the standouts. Not that the other ones aren't worthy games, especially look at them finishing up against the Giants, who've really caught fire, and having to go to Baltimore. But coming up, going to Indianapolis, having to play the undefeated Colts in just a couple of weeks in early November, and then they get Pittsburgh at home on December the 9th. That's why when everybody talks about the Patriots and going 16-0, you really examine that schedule. And I think, like John Houseman on those old commercials, if they go 16-0, they will have earned it. That's exactly right. And just Tom Brady not used to walking off the field after a loss in a playoff game. It's only happened to him twice.
Lemon on 3rd down, far side of the field, and that is complete and out of bounds to Derek Hagan for a 1st down. Now, Patriots, if they should continue to
We're not going to give them
forward.
the win yet. They're 6-0 now and on their way to 7-0. But boy, that's kind of an intriguing matchup, those two, isn't it, Greg?
You betcha.
The Colts have a tough game against Jacksonville on Monday night.
Meanwhile, these Miami Dolphins get ready to travel to London. This is Patrick Cobbs looking for running room. Finds some inside the 40 to the 39-yard line, and a 1st down for Miami. Brandon Merriweather coming up to help with the stop.
The only good news for the Dolphins is when they get to England, they might find a lot of people who are unaware that they're 0-7. Might have a few people over there that think that's a good thing.
Who are you blokes?
Well, they're just having played in this game. I have a whole lot of empathy for the Dolphins. I can feel their pain.
Lemon on the move, directing traffic, throws down here. Oh, what a catch! And he landed out of bounds. It's incomplete. Derek Hagan went up for it.
Well, now they're going to discuss a force out, but no, they're not going to give it to him. Again, Cleo Lemon floats this ball. Boy, good-looking job. I mean, Hagan wasn't even close to being. You know, the official on the sideline, he has to rule that you would have come down in bounds if it weren't for the fact that you were shoved out of bounds. That wasn't even close. Asante Samuel, he was well aware of where he was on the field. He's smiling about it. He knew it wasn't even close.
Jesse Chapman back in the Miami backfield on 2nd and 10. And down goes Lemon, courtesy of Rodney Harrison. Already the leader among all defensive backs in sacks. He now has 30.5 for his career, or 30.5 for his career.
Well, an old teammate of mine, Larry Wilson, was the originator of the safety blitz, and all of a sudden Rodney Harrison has truly refined it. And the thing about it is, when he gets in there, you'll see guys come in clean. They'll overrun a guy. They won't finish. Rodney Harrison knows how to finish.
So now it's 3rd and 20. Lemon steps up, looking. Justin Peel can't get out of the grasp of number 21, Randall Gay, and we come up to 4th and very long.
At this stage of the game, Cam's just going to go for it.
Once again, Matt Castle appears to be in the quarterback mix.
He doesn't have Tom's towel yet tucked in his waist.
So there's no guarantee there.
No.
Dolphins 2 for 2 on 4th down today. The 11 yards to get. The slant is caught by Derek Hagan and enough for the first.
Well, good job, Cleo Lemon, and good job, Derek Hagan. Bill's going to get, he's going to get a coaching dream out of this. He's going to get a nice, tidy win, but he's going to have just enough that he can hand out his usual dose of humble pie to the group. He'll find enough things wrong here to occupy them all Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday.
Now Lemon on 1st down. Gets good protection. Throws far side of the field. Inside the 10. Complete to Hagan once again. And it'll be 1st and goal. You know, Bill Belichick gets the perfect coaching attitude, Dan. He'll find something wrong and harp on, and he'll say, I don't want to hear what you did last week because it doesn't matter anymore.
Well, he truly believes in living in the moment. And when he criticizes his players and when he points out where they need to get better, he's not doing it with a sense of being frivolous. When he does it, the players realize he's right. If they really have an open mind, they realize it.
Chapman up the middle for a touchdown. Jesse Chapman scores his first touchdown of the season.
I mean, he's going to point out to his defense that they did not play defense in the second half the way they played in the first half. They didn't play it with the same intensity. They didn't play it with the same hard-hitting style they did before. There was one of the biggest holds I've ever seen in my life on Rodney Harrison. Looked like L.J. Shelton, the right tackle. That was one of the best bear hugs I've ever seen, right at the point of attack. This is unbelievable. Right there on the left.
Touchdown, Miami. Well, the expected rain never arrived, and it has been a beautiful day here in the Miami-Fort Lauderdale area. A little bit sunnier for the New England Patriots than it's been for the Dolphins. This is Ellis Hobbs to the 20. And finally, a special teams play. It's Edmund Miles, the rookie out of Iowa, with the big hit on Ellis Hobbs. And next Sunday, Peyton Manning and the Colts take on Steve Smith and the Panthers. Raiders meet the Titans. Jaguars battle the Bucks. Dan and I will be winging westward for Houston at San Diego. Check your local listings, beginning with JB, Dan, Coach, Shannon, and Boomer on the NFL Today. And Matt Gutierrez, the third-string quarterback, has come on to call the signals for the Patriots. He has Kyle Eckel, the first-year back out of Navy, in the backfield with him. And 3:39 on the clock. And this is Eckel. Eckel finds a hole up the middle for a couple out to about the 28-yard line.
Gutierrez is a free agent from Idaho State. College football fans would remember that he started at the University of Michigan, was the starter there, and then suffered an injury. And while he was sidelined, Chad Henne, as a true freshman, got a chance to play. Henne never relinquished the job. Gutierrez stayed there for a couple of years before deciding that to get a chance to play, he'd go to Idaho State, where he had a big year his senior year.
And on 2nd and 4, Eckel gets the ball again and is met at the 25-yard line. We'll remind you.
Look at that. Top two guys there, both here, Walker and Moss.
3rd and 5 for Gutierrez. Going to throw it to the far side, and that is complete to Stallworth. And Stallworth on the move out across the 40 and a first down.
I don't remember Dante Stallworth looking more like a running back after he catches the pass than when he's been here since his stay in New England started this year. This guy after the catch is starting to look more like more like an RB than he is a WR. He is really putting the ball away and taking off with it.
Dan, 9 catches for Wes Welker and 2 touchdowns, 4 catches and 2 TDs for Randy Moss. Stallworth, 3 catches and a touchdown. Kyle Brady, 3 catches and a touchdown.
It's just textbook Tom Brady, spreading it around, letting everybody get involved.
There's Larry Izzo, a former Miami Dolphin, one of many on the field today we talked about. And Randy Moss, a happy Randy Moss.
You're an offensive player and you put 49 on the board. It is all smiles and giggles, unless you're Matt Castle.
Gutierrez on first down. And this is Eckel once again, and nothing there for Eckel. And that may take us to the 2-minute warning. And again, their numbers don't show up in the box score, but what a day that offensive line has had in front of Brady and in front of Gutierrez and even in front of Matt Castle.
And I think that offensive line, their performance today, just emblematic of what they've been doing all season. They have really been a rock-solid wall there in front of Tom Brady.
Tom Brady did.
And here, I got a good one here for you, Greg. You see the offensive line? You see they're still in there? You know, they don't get to put baseball hats and go over and sit on the bench and laugh it up and yuck. They play. They play. You know, you don't have that many. You can get a couple of them out, but Logan Mankins is still in there, and you know, it's not a garden party for the guys up front.
Brady didn't hesitate when you asked him who the wild card in the offensive line was, did he?
No, he went right to Matt White.
Matt Vrabel has come onto the field on offense on 2nd and 11. And they will run it with Eckel carrying the football. And the clock continues to move as we come up on the 2-minute warning. So 2 minutes to play here in Miami. Brady and the Patriots about to walk off the field 7-0. Welcome back, everyone. 2 minutes to play here in Miami. The Patriots with a 49-28 lead on the Dolphins. Matt Gutierrez calling the signals for New England, and this is Kyle Eckel, and there's not much there. And as the clock continues to move, we'll remind you of the Subway post-game show right around the corner. JB, Dan, Shannon, Boomer, Coach Cower with all the scores and highlights coming up on the Subway post-game show. These Patriots averaged 38.3 points a game coming in. They've scored 49 today. They averaged 431.2 total yards a game. And they are now up to 444 and counting. And timeout for New England stops the clock just shy of a delay of game penalty, and with 1:13 to play. Patriots about to win, go 7-0 for the first time ever. What was the best start any team that you were on had, Dan?
7-0. I played on teams that started 7-0 one time, but we didn't finish. And not like we didn't. We ended up, I think, 10-4. We struggled a little bit in the second half. It's, you know, you look at these 3 Super Bowls that the Patriots have won. And when you look at this team on paper, Greg, I think they are a better football team than any of the 3 previous Super Bowl winners. I think they have more talent on this roster than at any time before.
Oh, I don't think there's any question about that. And look at this kick by Chris Hansen, bouncing out of bounds inside the 5-yard line.
Well, we still have a couple of undefeated teams out there. We've got the Patriots, we've got the Colts, and of course, when you say undefeated, you think of the 72 Dolphins. It was a 14-game season back then. Their 3 playoff wins, including the Super Bowl, made them the perfect 17-0, whether it was Mercury Morris or Larry Zonka, Bob Greasy, Jim Mandich, who's in the booth next door catching that touchdown pass, the no-name defense with Bonacani and Manny Fernandez. And there's their Ring of Honor, and the entire team is up there. Now, a bunch of Hall of Famers on that team. Larry Zonka, Larry Little, Jim Langer at center, Paul Warfield. On and on and on.
I'd have to think, as much of an accomplishment as that was, and it was, and look at this, Jesse Chapman. Chapman still on his feet, breaking outside and still shaking tacklers across the 30. What an effort by Jesse Chapman.
You know, Greg, you got to do the raw math nowadays. To have an undefeated season now, you have to go 19-0. So that's a big difference. That's 2 more games. Now, no one has even had an undefeated season yet. But now that's 16-0 instead of the 14-0 that the 72 Dolphins have had to do. They are still the benchmark. They can proudly say that we're the only undefeated team. And it's about that time of the season where they start getting mighty serious about hoping the other guy falls off the chart so they can relax for another year.
Lemon, crossing pattern. This is Cobb. And Cobb over the 40 out to the 42. 40 seconds to play. So Cobbs is going to stay on. Lemon is going to throw the short pass to Justin Keel, and Keel across midfield. And they're still going to try to get another play off here. We're at 15 seconds and counting. And he spikes the ball to stop the clock. Miami is out of timeout, so there are 12 seconds to play.
I think Cleo Lemon learned an awful lot today. You know, I think Cleo Lemon is a kid that came into this. Here comes Bill Belichick and that defense that's noted for giving you different looks than anything you've ever seen before. He doesn't have a touchdown. He had the fumble that resulted in a New England touchdown. He's thrown a pick. But all in all, I think Cleo Lemon has, you know, he's shown enough that I think you could say here's a kid that can play in this game.
Lemon going to be tackled back at his own 38-yard line, and with that, time will run down. Junior Seau applying the last lick from the Patriots. Our final score, 49-28, New England. The Subway postgame show coming up next. For Dan Deerdorf, Greg Gumbel, so long from Miami. You've been watching the NFL on CBS.